lots of us think.
Hey guys, welcome to Unbiased Rugby. Name's Donovan.
Gordon, good morning to you.
So this is the second review for the weekend's games. It's South Africa versus the Springboks versus the Wallabies. The final score was 23 to Australia, 18 to South Africa. Played at Brisbane. What were your overall things of the game, Gordon?
Well, remember we were discussing it in the beginning, it seemed a bit sloppy.
Yeah.
It seemed, that's the game where there was a touchdown and a conversion in the first 3 minutes and 9 seconds. Is that the one?
Yeah, it was
right.
Very, very quick.
Okay, so that was actually quite both shocking and surprising. 3 minutes and 9 seconds. And before the play up to the actual try, I was sitting telling Donovan, here's a try, here's a try. And they converted as well. So I wasn't impressed with South Africa because 3 minutes and 9 seconds for the opposition to score, that's ridiculous.
It's becoming a bit of a trend with South Africa. But first, before I even continue with this video, I have to say congratulations to Australia. The Wallabies, they played their game for 80 minutes. They deserved the victory on the day, and they were the better team on the day. And when I start talking about the Boks, it's in no way a reflection of what I think of the Wallabies. They deserved their victory, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
What is unique about the Wallabies, and I think they were the pace setters in this new style of rugby, with playing lines like they do in soccer. You know, they played from the centre out to the wing finds the centre forward and he pops it over into the goalpost and he nuts it in and he scores.
It's like an expansive kind of game.
Yeah, they use all the players, and they use them effectively, and it's a flowing game. Yes.
Look, at the end of the day, it's also Australia didn't have their 2 top players, which is Pocock and Israel Folau. So I think they were a bit hamstrung with, they didn't have the same kind of X-factor players. But I'll be honest, it wasn't the most entertaining game in the world. It really was. I think in the first half I was fairly entertained.
The
second half was just, it felt like from about the 50th to the 70th minute, both teams didn't want to win. They just seemed, they both had run out of ideas.
Just playing their time.
They were just playing, and it just seemed so flat. And but I've got to try look at the positives. Or no, let's look at it. Okay, from a South African point of view, I'm not really going to talk about the Wallabies. I'm more going to talk about the Boks because that's the team I support. But as per normal, we bled points in the first 5 minutes of the game. We should be, by the 10th or 20th minute, the game should still be scoreless. You know, you're still trying to figure out each other. And as a Boks side, we seem to be 7, 14, 21 points behind in the first 20 minutes of the game. And to try to claw that back at the later stages of the game, it's just
the guys are tired.
It's difficult. It's just too difficult. And that one throw from Bongi, and you know, I've read up everywhere it was Bongi's fault for throwing it, but I looked at it and it wasn't. Who in their right mind would make a call to do an overthrow 5 meters from your line? Who in what planet do you do an overthrow 5 meters from your own try line? It just doesn't make sense. And then Khaleesi had every single opportunity to catch that ball and he didn't. So the call was throw to Khaleesi, and it went straight to Khaleesi, and he missed it by centimeters. So it wasn't Bongi's fault for throwing it to that position. That's where they asked him to throw it. That's where it went. But in what universe do you decide to do an overthrow 5 meters from your line? It just doesn't make sense. You know, so from my point of view, it's more a calling problem in South Africa as opposed to a throwing problem.
That was too close for comfort.
It was. And then the other thing was, I'll be honest, it was really nice to have a Bok kicker that actually scored points. I think the last 2 games we've had Andre Pollard who you couldn't kick to save
But
anything.
little Elton did a splendid job yesterday.
He did. Look, there were some questionable moments when he did that cross kick from in our own 22, when he takes penalties too quickly to try speed up the game.
Yeah, and
but
to advance.
yeah, but sometimes you just got to say, you've got Faf who just wants to speed up. You've got Elton who just wants to speed up, and all we want is somebody clear head to say, no, come on guys, we've got our penalty. Let's make sure we get proper distance out. From a positive point of view, from a Bok point of view, we were 10 minutes. They were 10 minutes in our 22, and we kept them out.
Yeah.
From a defensive point of view, it was an exceptional improvement in defence by the Boks.
Yeah, I remember in the first half, all we were doing is defending in our half.
And it just seemed to we were getting it right. We were running our lines. Everything was working a lot better. What did you think of Stephen Kitsoff?
Well, he came on.
He started.
He didn't. Did he start?
Yeah, he started.
Did he finish as well?
No, the Beast took over from him.
Well, I don't know. I didn't see anything really spectacular. Look, I know he's a very strong boy,
Yeah.
but I didn't see anything spectacular from him yesterday. Did you?
No, look, I've read a lot of places that are going, he was really good, he played really well. And I'm not saying he didn't play well, I'm just saying he was going up against a extremely strong tight head. Okay? But I mean really strong tight head. And I think that's why he was brought on to try dominate.
Test him,
and
break him down a bit.
I felt it didn't work because Beast gets got a lot of stick. Yes,
Yeah.
Beast came on and he had a scrum penalty first thing, scrum penalty, and then because the Beast isn't as strong as the Australian tight head, but you could see the Beast changed his technique in one scrum. He changed his technique, and in the following scrum, we had the penalty.
Yeah.
So
I think he's an excellent player.
I just think from a technique point of view, you can't. It's not always about this brute strength. It's about your scrum is under pressure, and in one scrum you've turned it around, and now you're getting the penalties. So I think that's what people don't see, that what the Beast is. Yes, the Kitsoff can come on, he brings that impact, and it's hard and it's strong and everything, but Beast brings that knowledge.
Yeah, no, it's excellent.
Where you can actually turn a scrum around. In one scrum, you can turn it around against this prop that was way stronger than you, and you can turn it around. So that, from my point of view, I'm just saying that I think Kitsoff is our next loose head, but I think he needs a few more.
He will replace Beast, because Beast is almost due for retirement. So.
He is, but I think he needs another 5-10 games off the bench to learn more, because if Kitsoff learns Beast's technique,
maybe a killer.
I doubt there'd be another loose head that'd come close to him. Then, if I look at the other side, which is the tight head, I think Frans Malherbe, I'm starting to actually like Frans Malherbe. What do you think?
Well, I don't. We're going to spot there, Don, because.
I won't put you on the spot then, Gordon.
No, I think he was fine. He's got a lot going for him.
I just think he came and he was started off very unfit. He's starting to improve. Yes, he did drop the ball, but it was quite a damp kind of conditions. But his scrumming seems to have improved. His work rate seems to have improved. So I think he's slowly starting to take that position. He's starting to start saying, tight head is my position. It's for you guys to take it away from me, and that's what we need. Then Eben Etzebeth, I thought, had a good game.
Well, I think every game he has is a good game.
Yeah, I think he played really well. But for me, the standout forward of the day was Peter Steph du Toit. Peter Steph du Toit. I think he played.
Oh yeah, Steph du Toit. Yeah.
I think the guy's got such good work ethic, such good work rate. He's all over the place. I just think if we had Dwayne Vermeulen playing 8, I'm not saying Warren Whiteley didn't have a good game. I just think Dwayne.
He went off injured, eh?
No, he played the whole game.
Full game, eh?
Yeah, I just think Warren Whiteley and Dwayne Vermeulen are completely different kind of players, and they play a different kind of style, and you need to change your game plan depending. But if Dwayne Vermeulen comes back and say we had a Peter Steph or a Jean-Luc playing 7 and then Sia at 6. I think it's a really good combination, loose trio.
Oh, that's funny. None of the 3 brothers played yesterday, eh?
No, I've just had a feeling, we're always choosing Andre and we're choosing Elton.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to look at somebody who we know scores points, who knows the penalties are gonna be go over, the conversions are gonna happen, he's gonna kick to the line far. Maybe we should look at a Robert Dupree.
Yeah.
What do you think of Faf?
Faf, I always have a pleasant word to say about Faf. I admire him. We call him short horse, but I tell you what, he's got the power to, he doesn't fear anybody, any height.
We were watching the beginning of the game, when they were doing the national anthems, and then they've got those little 6-year-olds in front of him. So
he was much higher.
Faf's here, and then the lock was up here. It was quite funny to see.
And another amazing thing, we were watching a past Springbok player. He's now a commentator.
Not Ashwin, he's the one that walked off.
No, Chavez. He was a left wing, and he was an extremely fast runner.
He was standing next to Victor Matfield.
Yeah, Victor Matfield. He took Victor up to between his shoulder and his elbow. It looks so queer.
I'll think about it, and we'll hopefully come up with the name. What do you
think? Pulsar, Brayton
Pulsar, yeah.
Hell, he was a brilliant wing. He was a Springbok as well.
It just goes to show you don't need to be a big player to play rugby. You don't have to be.
I think he was about a head taller than Faf.
Jeez, Faf.
But he's a lot slimmer than Faf. Faf is just like steak all the way down, muscle.
What did you think of Delende and Jesse Creel?
Delende is left wing.
No, he's the first centre, number 12.
Did he come on a half?
No, he played. Yeah. I'll tell you what I think. I find Delende. I think he's a good player.
Still new.
No, I think he's had 30 tests. Yeah. But I just find he doesn't know that there are other players on the field.
He's a ball hugger.
Yes, and I just think...
that's the coach. Coach has to speak to him, eh?
I just think, Jesse Creel gets a lot of stick on the side of him, and I thought Jesse Creel had an okay game for the 3 times he touched the ball. It's just... I just find that Delende goes into contact, but he just doesn't realise that there are other players around him. And if he holds the ball in 2 hands, goes towards the line, and he offloaded... The opposition wouldn't even know what hit them.
Yeah, but that is the duty of either the captain or the coach to actually correct him and say, listen, there are other players.
Yeah.
Pass to them,
Yeah, because I look at Jesse Creel. I think he's a good player.
Oh no, he is. Jesse is.
I like Jesse Creel. I just think he wasn't given any opportunities in this game. And then if you think about our 2 wings, who I think are finishers, they are up there. That and the ball just doesn't seem to get to them. I think Willie Leroux had a shocker of a game, an absolute shocker. At the end of the day, a ball's here, you catch it, especially if you're the fullback. Yes, if you're a prop forward and a New Zealand prop forward would still catch the ball, but if you're a prop forward, then yes, I could understand you knocking it on or something. But if you are the fullback and you're knocking on a ball that's coming here, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Especially if you're close to your posts, eh?
No, we were completely open. It would have been a try. We were completely open. One soft hands to the right wing, and it would have been a try. But on the Australian side, all I can say about Australia is they played for 80 minutes. For the first, they played nothing fast, flashy, nothing over the top. They didn't have great attacking opportunities, but they took their chances when they could. And they played for the whole 80 minutes. Whereas I think South Africa played for the first half and maybe for the last 10 minutes.
It's scrappy in the second half.
But overall, I don't think it was the same kind of game, New Zealand-Argentina.
Yeah.
It wasn't even in the same. It didn't even seem like it was the same competition. But from a positive point of view, Australia got a victory. They desperately needed a victory. From a South African point of view, I think our defence is so much better than what it was in Mendoza. I think you've got to take when you're a building side, you've got to take those small little victories, and you've got to try look at the positives. You can't look at the negatives all the time.
Did Australia, how they fared in terms of winning games or losing games in the last 5 outings?
Well,
they lost them.
I think they've only won 1 in the last 5 outings. We're now in the 6th outing. They've won 2. So I think Australia were desperate for a victory, and good on them. They deserved the victory, and they were the better team on the day. From a South African point of view, I think there's still a lot that needs to be worked on. When I do my predictions this week, I would have forgotten this game, and I'm still going to predict the Boks are going to beat the All Blacks.
But, yeah, I'll tell you what, you've got more chance of getting snow in
the Kalahari or something,
in the desert.
In the desert. All I'm saying is, now that I'm talking about these past 2 games, I think Argentina are going to beat Australia next week, and I think the All Blacks are going to beat the Springboks.
It would be feather in the cap for Argentina. It would be actually quite amazing because they've really, in the last 2 years, I think they've really made a name for themselves. Before we used to say, oh, Australia's going to, Argentina's playing South Africa. Oh, I'm not going to watch that.
Yeah.
It's not worth watching.
No, exactly. And
now we look forward to watching them.
I'm not taking anything away from Australia. All I'm saying is I take the last 2 performances of both sides, and I took that same performance playing against each other. I think Argentina would win the game, and I think next week, like I said in my predictions and in my Super Brew, I'm never ever going to say this, so please don't take me to court on this, because I'll deny it flatly that I ever said this. But I think we're going to lose quite badly. And this is Donovan, probably the most
unbiased
predictions, and I support the Boks through thick and thin. But I just have a feeling it's going to be a hard day at the office for the Boks. If they play the same way that they played yesterday, and the All Blacks played the same way that they played yesterday, I think it's going to be a tough day.
Well, for me, it's a dilemma that I've got to get round. I've got I'm a New Zealand supporter, diehard, and we've got our home team playing. So who do you support? You remain neutral and just watch the game and watch it for watching rugby.
I think, in all honesty, I think if the Boks, and this is going to sound seriously bad, if the Boks can lose with under 20 points, it's been a good day in the office for them.
Shame.
And I'm not trying to be horrible. I'm really not trying to be like doom and gloom or something like that. But if they can 14 points, 15 points, I'd say that the Boks won the day. That for me would be a victory. But sheepish, I don't know. For the last 3 games, I think the All Blacks have put 150 points against us. No, so it was 57 plus 57 is 114 plus 25.
Yesterday was 23, eh?
No. I'm just talking the last 3 games against the All Blacks. And I think we've scored they've scored 140 and we've scored 30.
Yeah.
So I'm shivered. Like I said, during the week I would have forgotten this whole weekend, and I would be in my rah, let's go for the Boks. But I think next weekend's going to be a tough day at the office for both Australia and for South Africa. And predictions wise, I say that the All Blacks are definitely going to win the competition, and I say that South Africa and Australia are fighting for 3 and 4.
Yeah, I definitely think New Zealand, they've got a good chance of winning the championships.
Oh, yeah, I think they already have.
And look, I hope the Boks do something, and
I hope so.
And even if they lose by a few points, it just shows that they have come back.
Yes, and that's all I'm looking for.
Play rugby.
That's all I'm looking for. We just for the Boks. At the end of the day, the chances of us winning away from home are fairly remote. Going on the past 3 years' history, we've only won 20% of our away games. So the chances of us winning are so remote that it's just so remote.
It's so remote you can predict who's going to win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But if I can see week on week that there's improvement happening, I can see that the combinations are starting to work, that our defense is improving, that maybe we get to have a bit better attack, then I know that we're on the right curve. Whereas at the moment it's a bit up and down, up and down, up and down, and all I want to see is a curve going up. Then I know that not now, maybe not next year, maybe not at World Cup, but maybe the following year or the following year, things will be up at that level again. You know, and I think that's all we can hope for at the moment. You know, at the end of the day, as a South African, I honestly grew up believing that South Africa, the Springboks, were the best team in the world. That's what I honestly believed from when I was 3 to...
We were winning games in those days. So.
No, exactly. You know, and I honestly believed that. And as a South African, I compare the Springboks to the All Blacks. That's in my mindset. That's how I think. But the reality is, we're not there. We're nowhere near. We're not even close to Wales, and that's the reality. So we've got to start living in the real world and start saying, okay, this is where we are. This is what we need to fix, and this is how we do it. Yeah.
I remember in that short guy is a school teacher. He's now coach for the Japanese.
Jack White.
No, he's coaching Japan now. He was our Springbok coach.
Oh no, he's not coaching the Japanese. He's coaching one of the sides. Alistair Coetzee, the previous coach.
The short guy, yeah.
Yeah.
He in his days we just didn't seem to win any games. Springboks.
Yeah, look, I think South African rugby, there's a fundamental problem before the Springboks and before Super Rugby. There's a fundamental problem at those kind of levels, and it starts from there, and it just seems to the rot just seems to go all the way up to the top. And I look at our players, and I know the players are there, and I can see the talent and just raw talent. It's there. It's just at the moment it's complete self-belief. We just don't have the right kind of game plan. But I know it will turn around. I just know it will. We just got to have faith, and we just got to believe that week on week, that's all we require is a 2 to 5% improvement in each game, and in a couple of years' time, we will be back up there. And we've just got to have faith. We've got to have faith in the system that there's no quick fixes. There is no quick fix. You know, we actually have to take our time and do it right.
Now you've got to develop the players we've got now to a world-class standard.
Exactly, and
that will take some time.
We just need patience, guys. We really just need patience. Don't lose faith in Rassie. Don't lose faith in the Springboks. It will turn around, guys. I can honestly assure you, as I can tell you that the sun will come up tomorrow, the Springboks will be back up there. You know, well, no, my luck, the sun won't come up tomorrow. You know, but listen, guys. That's my rant and my rave about the game on the weekend. But like I said at the start of this video, congratulations to Australia. They deserved the victory. They were desperate for the victory, and they got the victory. Sometimes sometimes you just got to grind out an ugly win, and that's just it. You know, sometimes rugby's not a pretty game, but you just got to grind out that win. And congratulations to the Wallabies for doing it. But listen, guys, that's me for today. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Any last thoughts, Gordon?
No, just congratulations, Australia, and go forward and with strength.
Yeah, I agree.
I must apologise for my speaking ability, but this sickness here has made me forget things, and that I can't remember.
It's okay. I ask Gordon for loans every day, and he gives me the money, so I'm pretty happy. So that's okay. I never have to pay him back, so he'll forget that I've just said this, so it's fine. But listen, guys, I hope you have a wonderful week, and here's looking forward to an excellent games next week. I will talk this week about the upcoming games. But listen, guys, have a wonderful weekend. Chat soon. Bye.
What I've been putting me off is that other picture in there.
Yeah, there's two of us.